We have a list of subjects in column A, the marks achieved in column B. In column C, we want to work out how many points the marks were above or below the average mark, which is stored in B23. So I'm just going to start off with a simple formula equals the math score, subtract the average mark. That's given me a score of 2. Now, I could make my life easier and use the fill down command. However, when I do, it's produced a list of errors. Let's have a look what's going on. So if we're going to cell C5, we can see that the formula contained in there says equals B5 subtract B24. If I click inside the formula bar, we can trace the formula. It's used relative referencing to skip down a row below the average mark. So the formula contained in there is B5 for English language, which is correct, subtract B24. B24 contains nothing, 0. So B5 subtract 0 equals 55. Let's have a look at what's going on with the score for English literature. Same again, if I place my cursor in the formula bar, we can see that the formula is contained, it says B6 subtracts B25. Again, nothing is contained in B25, so 43 subtract 0 equals 43. So in this case, what's occurred is, as I use the fill down command, it skipped down rows in B below the average mark that was stored in B23. We want to go back in and correct this mistake, and we can do this by using what's called the absolute referencing. The absolute referencing allows us to lock down the contents of a cell for continued use when we use a fill down command elsewhere within our spreadsheet. To do this, I'll place my cursor carefully inside this the cell reference for B23, and I'm going to place dollar symbols. Dollar symbols before the B means absolute column B, and dollar symbol before 23 means absolute the row 23. So where I've got $2 symbols, I'll put an absolute cell reference. I'm just going to show you an example of other types of referencing. The dollar symbol before the 23 means an absolute on the row only. The absolute before the B, the dollar symbol before the B, absolute's the column and nothing is nothing. As you can see, I'm toggling through the list of options for absolute by pressing on my keyboard the F4 command. So I'm happy with that. I'll just press the enter key to accept that. Now, if I use the fill down command, you can see that the formula is now correct. 55 subtract 63 is minus 8, 43 minus 63 is 20, 45 subtract 63 is minus 18, and 62 subtract 63 is minus 1. So you can see the negative numbers appearing where they fell below the average mark. The positive numbers do not need a plus or an addition symbol before that. We can assume that within spreadsheets, anything that does not have a negative or minus or subtraction key before it, we can assume that those are positive numbers.